The real questions are, would a vegetarian work here? It took me eons to come out here. Need a helping hand?
You might be wondering why I'm here on a metal fence that's bent. Well, let me tell you. On this week's episode, we are learning what does it take to run a bison ranch. I'm here in rural Alberta where a family of two decided to build a house that took 7 years, running and herding a whole bunch of bison, plus horses and a cow that thinks it's a horse, but running a butcher shop that they just opened up 5 months ago, on top of having a 10-month baby. So what does it take to do all that?
I got the sauce right now, bust down this one of floss right now. Feeling like a boss right now, haters over there, go ahead and pipe down. Woke up today, made 100K. Lightweight designer like a throwaway. Ain't nobody taking my ground, running back like got the sauce right now.
Whoa, hold up. That does not look like a bison. Am I on the wrong farm or something?
And this is where it starts. Before I ever get on a horse, I want them listening to what I say down here. If you get respect on the ground, you have respect in the saddle. And it's a lot about respect, and respect goes two ways. I will ask as nicely as possible, and I won't ask you to do something you physically cannot do. In return, I would like a quick response that is not like, no attitude. And this is addictive. As much as I love to ride, I love being here.
Well, wherever here is not the bison farm that I was expecting. And I'm pretty sure this farmer has a plan and a reason why we're hanging out with the horses first. They are nice and they do have a lot of stuff. I guess I'm gonna have to wait and see how this plays out. But maybe this young fella knows where the bison are. Young man.
Okay, so this is like actually, seems very simple, but it's actually, this is the apex of riding. You can ride with your intentions only. Your brain only. You don't have to, once you get in tune with them.
Like once you're like, okay, I want to go left, you'll naturally just do something to go.
Yeah. So if my stirrup is here, my leg's in the stirrup, I put my leg back a bit and push here.
Oh, it's closer.
Back end.
Yeah.
It's better when you're on it.
And then if you want him to move the front end, you closer to the front.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yes. So that's the one, like the
shoulders.
Horse. 1, 2, 3, 4 movement.
Yeah.
All in all, this horsing around was a mighty fine distraction for me. I guess this farming business for bison is not as straightforward as I was expecting.
More the one to the inside.
This horseback riding is kind of fun, actually. If this turns out to be what does it take to be a horse rider, by all means, I'm here for it.
Up. Okay, a little slower, like it's like this. Not it's like because what you're doing is you're really having hang time in the air because he's suspended and this horse is real fancy, so he suspends for quite a long time. He's like a ballerina, but this is hours of training on the ground.
All that horseback riding on day one has finally put me at ease, and I'm really excited to see what tomorrow brings. I feel like I'm ready to see the bison now. I woke up to another beautiful day here in Alberta, and to my surprise, the young fella from the day before had already a chore lined up for me this morning. Another farming job.
And no pesticides, no herbicides, no whatever that call it, no peel stuff.
There was a lot of work that had to be done on this property, and the folks were super thankful that I was here to help.
Daisy! Oh no, I plugged it.
I'm a groundskeeper, landscaper, apple picker, fence builder. The list goes on and on. My expectation of work, life, and bison balance was starting to shift. What could possibly be next?
Yeah, I guess what we're also doing while you're here. We're slicing, cinnamoning, dusting, freezing. Yeah, so I always say that farmers have like so many hats to wear, because one day you'll be welding something, the next day you'll be designing a butcher trailer, or like now you're marketing. And farming is really be willing and able to learn so many different things, a lot of times without like official training. So like I used to have all this extra time for these wild ideas like spin bison yard. I made a bunch of soap, you know, all of these like extra, I call them value added things. When I have a tiny baby too, that keeps me really busy. Like I thought for sure, because like I'm so A-type personality, like accomplished task. I'm like a task master, right? I'm addicted to completing a task. Having a baby, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, well, I have to let that go. I have to let this go. If the only thing I accomplished today is keep my baby alive, I have to be happy with that.
So you've almost had to take a step back from farming to being a...
Well, so I can still be here and do the farming, because it's a lot of, bison are pretty hands-off.
Yeah.
I can feed the mineral, and I can... Part of your responsibility in your herd is just to like make sure you are culling the ones that are, they're not doing well, right?
But now with the butcher shop, you can almost argue you almost have a 9 to 5.
We do. Tyler definitely does.
What a crazy piece of technology. We've evolved from holes in the ground. What's the difference between buffalo and bison?
Okay, so bison is a scientific name for these animals. The term is like interchanged with buffalo, but the problem when you do that is because now we have water buffalo, so you're not really sure, which are a totally different species. There is no pushing buffalo anywhere. You can't make them go anywhere they don't want to go. So we wait until all of the grass is gone and it's like winter, it's like snowy, they're hungry, and we put a fresh bale of that beautiful hay we baled in there, and they just willingly go in, and then we just shut the gate behind them. Which in reality, what it is we'll catch like half of them and then just make do. Like, and then just be like, that's good enough, because once they're so smart, once they learn that you're gonna catch them, they will no longer go in there. They'd sooner starve. Or they'll only go in at night when they know you're not gonna come out. My favorite memory is like 11 p.m. because like they wouldn't come in the facility anymore, right? So the bison they got smart and they wouldn't come in the facility in the daytime to get caught. They would only come at night. So Tyler and I in like 20 below are army crawling through the field in the dark, because as soon as they see you, they leave. I looked over at Tyler and I was like, I don't think this is what it's supposed to be like. Okay, so the bison get caught in here, and there's a series of sliding gates to force them up the alley and sort them into little boxes. So you use a series of ropes to open and close your gates. Because if you were in here with a buffalo, you're dead.
This looks like a horror film.
And so then we squeeze them like this. Have this closed. And then we would have this, so they would get their head in here, and then we would trap their head like this. And then open this to doctor their head. Like we could tag them, and it helps them not be too like claustrophobic. And so then we would open this door and preg check here, or I check the sex of the calves. So we squeeze them tight so that they couldn't, because I've had them actually turn around and come out. This
Like
they
cows?
fit through this. Yeah.
Not bulls.
Both, all. Okay, so then we would do what we need to, tag them. We do ivermectin, dewormer.
Would you say that that's the most stressful part of the year for you?
Yeah, and them too. They know, they learn, they have amazing memory, and so they remember that this is here. And so they'll be hard to get down there. Like they'll stay up here or they'll circle up here, and you really have to convince them to go down here. And you may not catch them all at once, so you just take what you get, and then you filter them through and go back for more. Last time we did it in about 2 hours. We processed and preg checking. We did like 15 cows. The thing with exotics, which bison are, you stand to make good money when the market is good, but you stand to lose a lot too. Like the industry is pretty volatile, so bison are sort of on a 7-year cycle. So when we bought in, we actually bought in like the peak of it, which we didn't know. And then what happened is the price came really down, so that's why we had to transition to be more hands-on and do more of the steps ourselves. So that's like the butchering and then the farmers markets. Beef is more like a 3 or 4 year cycle. And beef is definitely more constant. Like more people know about beef than they know about bison. Yeah. And like you need way more infrastructure for bison than you do for beef.
Would you have any advice if you were to do it again to yourself?
I think that you should just, like we tried to do it like in a more affordable way, like we tried to like circumvent the traditional path. Right. And it's harder. It's not impossible, but like the first time Tyler and I tried to work bison, like we almost broke up, right? But I'm sure cattle farmers have the same problem. When you work beef, there's like a lot of hooting and hollering, and you see cowboys working beef and they're yelling. And with bison, like it's quiet. It's quiet, and you're just running and working the doors, and you position your body to make them move one way or another. It's fun. It's actually a lot of fun, but it's not an old man's game. Right. Like you got to be fit, and you do a lot of exercising.
So someone from like an office or city plop them in here for this time of the year.
Stressful there's a lot of yelling.
Yeah. Kind of like docking a boat.
Yes. And then everyone's trying to help. They think that they know because they like have been on a boat before. Like, oh, I've seen them work calves on Yellowstone when I watch TV, right? And you're like, no, like don't, no, because you're going to get killed. Like those are the people that get hit in the face with the gates, right?
Right, because they're not aware that they move.
And they don't know. Like, okay, so yes, the bison are unpredictable, but they're predictable in the fact that they're unpredictable.
All in all, the farmer will work hard every day here in exchange so the bison can have only one hard day once a year. And if these animals could talk, I'm sure they would remind me of this old story I once heard. Stand your ground. Have a tough hide. Keep moving on. Cherish wide open spaces. Roam wild and free, and let the chips fall where they may.
Do you have what it takes to be a bison ranch homestead with horses and a cow that thinks it's a horse, and run a butcher shop and have employees and live almost fully self-sufficient in rural parts of Alberta? Or do you have what it takes to be a bison farmer? Find out or join me on this series of learning the ins and outs as why people do the nitty-gritty and grit behind the job that you don't think.